Villarreal update with me, Jamie Campbell, brought to you by Villarreal USA. What do we have for you today? Yes, another Villarreal defeat to bring to you to discuss. And this one came against Girona, losing 2-1 at home. Girona have been red hot this season, unbeaten up till now in La Liga. But in truth, Villarreal really defeated themselves on Wednesday night. They went ahead through Parejo, a nice penalty, but then conceded two headers, the latter from Eric Garcia, to take all 3 points for the Catalan side. And it's more of the same, I'll be honest. I'm struggling to drag up new things to say about Villarreal because the same old issues are causing concern. The same lack of running, the same lack of effort in key moments, lack of intensity, lack of game plan on the ball, poor defending at the back. None of this is being fixed at the moment. I know Pacheta is still early in his reign. We've got to give him chance, but also at a certain level, you need to see some sort of impact from the new head coach. That's what he's brought in to do. So, while he's going to get time, he has to at least start making things look better. At the moment, they're looking no better at all. We had one decent game on the weekend against Rayo, but then it's back to the same old, or the same new Villarreal, I guess, against Girona. And I mean, wow, the lack of everything, but the lack of leadership as well on the pitch, and the lack of intensity in everything that Villarreal do on the ball, off the ball, defending. It's astounding from a team as good as this one, a squad as good as this. And yes, there are a lot of issues that are kind of beyond these players in terms of they should have strengthened greater in the summer transfer window, given the quality that went out the door. But Villarreal, as a minimum, the effort and the fitness has to be there, and it's not, which is really concerning. Because even if Villarreal met those minimums with this aging squad, they would still be in and around the top six, which they're not at the moment. We look at the two goals in specifically. The first one, Issa Mandi is to blame. I think he knew as well. Lost his man for the cross. Juan Foyt should have done a lot better blocking the cross. Although he was taken within two touches, a nice touch off the right foot, and then a nice cross with the left. And Mandy just lost his man, went in for the kind of to clear it with his foot, and there comes the diving header behind him. And the second one, wow, Mr. Raul Albiol, our defensive favourite for years gone by. And this one was even more concerning for me because it was such a basic goal. Mandy's supposed to be marking Eric Garcia in the middle. He kind of looks up. Garcia sees him look up. He looks away. Garcia does a little movement, makes a run on the inside of Albiol. Albiol actually steps forward to head of the ball. The ball goes over the top of him. Garcia is then on his own in the middle, completely unmarked, heading home. And what's disappointing about this goal, because everyone makes mistakes, fine, but Albiol goes and puts his hands up as if to say, whose fault is that? What are we doing here? And it's you, mate. That's your fault. That's your responsibility. And as a leader, and of course, I like Raul Albiol as much as the next man, but as a leader, when things are not going right, you need to see people taking accountability for their mistakes. That needs to be Raul Albiol recognising it was Eric Garcia, recognising that it was his man, patting his chest and saying, that one's on me, boys. I'm sorry. And that we didn't see that, and that's a concerning aspect for the squad that keeps churning out things to be concerned about. And try not to be all disastrous about all these kind of results, but it's becoming very difficult to do that when Villarreal are kind of plummeting in La Liga in the table, and also off to a bad start in Europa League as well. And another tricky trip this weekend against Getafe away from home, which will be another tough game, another game that's going to demand fight, effort, fitness, all those things. The Villarreal are not producing at the moment. So, yeah, all we can say is Pacheta needs to get to grips with this squad. He needs to forget how the club wants him to play and needs to put his own stamp on this team, because at the moment it feels like he's trying to change himself and change the way he plays to fit how Villarreal want to play as a club. That is not going to work. It never works. If you bring a manager in, you play by his style. That's what we want to see. Pacheta put his own style in place, because right now what we're seeing is, I mean, it's boring on the ball, and the lack of intensity and effort off it is just, like I say, it's the minimum you expect from a team, from a professional team, but a team at any level, really. And so there are just so few positives to pick up on at the moment. And listen, Pacheta, if you're listening, I know you're not, but this is your chance with a big club. Don't let it pass you by because you think you need to do what the club wants you to do. You need to do what you do best. And that's what we've seen at his previous clubs: man-to-man pressing, aggressive style play, solid defending. I know that's been put to the test at other clubs given the lack of quality he's had in his squad. But that's what we've seen he's capable of installing. That's the kind of potential that Villarreal have seen, and it's what we need to see from him now. Villarreal look to turn a corner against Getafe this weekend. So let's see if he can turn it around. We need to see something very soon to give us hope. Otherwise, it could be a very long season indeed. But nevertheless, don't forget to head to Villarreal USA for more Villarreal content in English as ever. And we'll be back with more content throughout the week and next week as well.